No, it's not.
Yeah, see, what I do, everybody, is I fuck with George because then he gets
And
all
if y'all
irate.
notice, I didn't take the bait last week, did I? Until Jimmy kept talking.
I'm just going to plan for Jimmy to act like a complete asshole and work George's nerves because
It's
it
not
always,
big.
it
All he
always
has to
makes
do-
a good show.
All he has to do is talk. Anyway, shout-outs. I fucked up, as usual. Joseph A. Cabrera III, or as Kevin wants to call you, JC3.
Yes.
I'm not touching that. There's your shout-out. Yeah, I'm about 2 weeks late.
Yeah, you messed up. Danny Portillo just won his first amateur boxing match. Want to give you a
Congratulations.
match shout-out. Also want to give
Not a
shout-out to...
happy one, a mad one.
A what now?
Nothing.
A match!
Jesus Christ.
And then Ryan Campbell, Rusty Adair, and Cody Brown. Shout-outs to all you guys. Now, this is something
As
that
usual, Kevin and I fell asleep at the switch. There is big Strikeforce news. Not only do they have a card this week, but they signed an extension with Showtime. Woohoo!
Mm-hmm.
And then Dana had the nerve to say Showtime fighters are going to stay put. I, for one, am not a big fan of that. But
Now-
the big question comes is Gilbert Melendez staying or going? Because he was originally supposed to come over to the UFC, but they left him there to fight Jorge Masvidal.
I would have to think that for right now, Gilbert Melendez is going to stay.
Bullshit.
They're going to have...
Hell
Did
no.
I do that? Did I sell that?
No.
There was somebody, one of our fans that asked is Keith Jardine. Yes, he has left UFC. He has been done
gone.
by. See ya later, deuces. And he is now fighting with Strikeforce. This bout actually has some pretty good...
Names.
yeah, pretty good names. Now, the first fight is going to be a lightweight battle between KJ Noons and Billy Evangelista. These guys both... This is basically the battle of the guys who got beat by Masvidal.
I'm going with Johnny Cage. I'm going with Johnny Cage for the win. KJ Noons looks like Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat.
I'm gonna, you know what?
Got a pompadour. Who the fuck fights
Evangelista's
with a
only
pompadour?
loss. What happened?
He has a pompadour. Who the fuck fights with a pompadour? It's a hairstyle. Don't worry about it. When I had hair.
Did you have? You actually had a pompadour with that?
No,
shit?
no. Back in like '87 when I had hair.
Oh my God. 87. Anyway, Evangelista's only loss was to Masvidal. If I'm
His
not
next
saying
one's
that
about
right,
to come
sorry.
to KJ Noons.
But you know what? I got to agree with you. I think KJ Noons, I mean, as a lightweight, I think his first fight at lightweight, he struggled a little bit because he fought Jorge Masvidal too. Everybody seems to be losing that guy lately. But I'm going to have to give the nod to KJ Noons.
Loons?
Loons, yeah.
Loons.
He's the loon.
KJ Loons.
Now, light heavyweight bout
Gegard Mousasi.
versus Ovent St.
Now, to me, this is which Gegard do you get? And for somebody gave me criticism for that. I don't know if you guys have actually followed Gegard, but if you watch some of his fights, you get a guy who can win in 37 seconds, and then you have a guy who can lose in 37 seconds. So it depends. I mean, this guy just seems disinterested at times, a la like Anderson Silva.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you. Now, there'll probably be somebody out there be like,
Wait,
damn,
you
why is
agreed with
Kevin
me?
always agreeing with George? I do agree with you because Gegard does show up to fight sometimes, and sometimes he just doesn't. Like when he fought King Mo, it just didn't seem like his head was in it. You know, I mean, I'm not taking anything away from King Mo, but it just seemed like his head was not in the game. With that being said, this guy he's fighting is very busy.
He's a busy beaver.
He is a busy beaver. This guy has fought several times over the last 2 years. If Gegard Mousasi, who is the
Man,
favorite,
who you picking?
Huh?
Who you picking?
Mousasi.
Yeah, same here. Thanks.
Anyway, now, George, you okay?
Yeah, boy. Jesse will be thrilled about this because I've never seen somebody get so amped up and so excited to watch one person fight, unless it's Jimmy and Dan Henderson's fighting, because Dan Henderson gets fluffed by
gets a
Jimmy
little
before he heads to the ring.
And well. Anyway,
That's
George
a
is
mouthy
talking
dude,
about.
by the way. Do you know that?
You said what?
Henderson's a lippy dude.
He's a what?
He's somebody he sat there and tweeted. He goes, I should have a chance to test John Jones' chin. Jimmy thinks that old man Henderson's going to be able to walk right up to John Jones and punch him right in the face. And what I was trying to explain to Jimmy is the reason
he's got to get in quick and out quick.
Right.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
I don't know if this is going to work versus John Jones.
No, that's not going to work. Especially because John Jones is a spider monkey and he can scratch all parts of his body.
Yeah.
He has an 84.5-inch lower. I mean, that's not going to work. You know, Witchmajig did it because he was in and out.
Right.
Rashad, you know what's funny?
Rashad Evans stands a chance.
He does stand a chance after seeing that fight because he can get in and get out.
But
pretty
Rashad
quickly.
Evans has to beat Phil Davis.
Yeah, and he's actually given up a lot of height.
Now,
3 inches.
on to the really, probably, I have a feeling this is going to be fight of the night, just because what Cyborg does. And I'm not talking about the man, I'm talking about the woman.
Right. We haven't seen Cyborg fight, Christiana Cyborg fight in almost 2 years?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Shouldn't have
And the
mentioned.
last time she basically, I forgot who she fought last.
Joe.
Yeah, not my mama, because my mama will work Cyborg. But
I like your
whatever
mom
the
a
case
lot,
is,
but I
this
don't
girl,
think she can beat
Hiroko Yamanaka, is
Cousins of the Hello Kitty, because she's going to get put to sleep. I don't give a damn. You don't have a shot in hell. Good
and you
luck.
know what? I'm going to probably have to agree with you again. But this is the thing. This is why. This girl is 12-1. Okay, she's big. Her statue's big for, a Japanese fighter. She's 5'9". She's a decent-sized girl. But the thing is I want to look at her record. She's had 2 KOs, 2 submissions. Most of her fights go to decision. You're not going to – that's not the type of fighter that's going to beat Cyborg, in my opinion. I just don't see – if you stay in the ring with that woman too long, you're going to be snoring.
Now, if this girl can go out and tie Cyborg up and doesn't let Cyborg get off her strikes, she's got a shot. Because we've seen Cyborg sort of have issues on the ground. Yeah. Because I think in the last fight we saw against Christina, it was against the I want to say Merlus or the French.
Marloes Cohen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was giving Cyborg problems.
Marloes is Dutch.
Whatever. For a little bit. Is she American? No. Anything past that, I'm sorry, I suck at. Okay. If you don't,
you know that.
Yeah.
But this is the problem, George. If she could tie Cyborg up, I mean, she's having problems tying up other people. If she's only had 2 submissions in her career and 2 KOs.
I didn't say it would happen. I said if.
That's a big
if.
ass if.
Right.
I don't know if there's an if.
Like if my dick was 12 inches, I would be a porn star, but it ain't. So I'm not. I'm here with you.
That is even a bigger if.
Well,
right.
That's
now
6, right?
Huh?
That's 6, right?
No, millimeters, centimeters.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to the headlining fight of this card. Gilbert Melendez versus Jorge Masvidal.
A lot of people going into this fight were, everybody's really high on Gilbert Melendez.
How can you not be?
But then Jorge Masvidal came along, and everybody started really thinking, okay, he maybe can upset Melendez. But Vegas does not think that at all.
Well, you know what? I'm going with the upset here. I bet you don't agree with me on that one.
I don't, because I think Gilbert Melendez is going to continue his winning ways, and I think he's going to. Put him away. I think he's going to put him away. But this is the thing, and this is something where maybe some of the fans out there can educate us. Is this a 3 or 5 round bout?
I don't know how. I have a feeling Strikeforce did not adopt that UFC thing because I think that's straight up a UFC thing. But this is for the championship, so it should be 5
rounds. It should be 5 rounds.
Now, if the belt wasn't on the line, then we could ask the question. But since the belt is on the line, it's going to be 5, and my money's on Masvidal in 3.
In 3, mine is on Melendez in 3. Remember that I said Melendez in 3, and he fucked it all up and said Masvidal.
Look, we all know, if we haven't noticed yet, why I'm wearing this god awful ugly ass T-shirt that has sleeves for an orangutan. What is this about? Like, who has arms that long?
Are you joning?
No, Magilla Gorilla. I'm not.
Just show everybody what you got on you.
See this poop shit? Garbage.
Hell in a shell. Fear the turtle.
That's what
happened.
They're rotten.
That's what happened when you bet. What was the bet? Did you North Carolina?
I didn't even bet on Maryland. I bet on UNC to win.
Yeah, well, that's what happens.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Guess what segment's here to stay, ladies and gentlemen?
Fucked up news.
And George is going first.
Okay.
Coming from the wild world of WoW. Let's just put it this way. I'm going to read you just the first paragraph. Sign this student up for another session. A woman in anger management class stabbed her classmate in the neck in an argument about a Dr. Phil show.
Are you serious?
As a heart attack.
She was in anger management class.
This bitch is, here's the part that just baffles me. Right. I expected her to be like 15, 16. She is 37 years old.
So she's been angry for a long time.
Yes. Luna is her first name, which and her
is her last name Tick?
No, look, that shit wasn't even funny. But hey, it cracks him up.
You don't think that was funny?
No,
her first name's Luna, and her last name.
Dude, you can see that coming from you can see that coming from a mile away.
You didn't see that shit coming. I hit you right in the side of your head.
You don't think I thought about that?
Y'all know y'all like my lunatic joke, huh?
Jesus Christ!
So
anyway, she's getting sued.
She
stabbed the other chick in the neck over a Dr. Phil show. I don't know. That's it for my fucked up news story.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you my fucked up news stories. Authorities in Central Florida in Central Florida said a man was arrested after jokingly trying to buy drugs at Burger King drive-thru. Ordered his hamburger and said he would like some
marijuana.
Said he liked some herbs on it. You know?
Wow.
Herbs and a blunt on his hamburger, and they straight up arrested him.
You know what? If he was at KFC, the special herbs and blend or whatever, however they sell their thing.
The problem is he said herbs, blunt, and herbs.
Oh. Blend,
he
blunt.
He was kind of blunt about what he was ordering. That's my other funny. Yeah. Damn sure that. Fuck you. Anyway, now George and I
asleep again.
Real quick, we obviously before we, we've been sleeping on a lot of subjects. NBA. We'll talk about it real quick
because dude. I'm gonna tell you what, David Stern, you're an asshole.
Yeah,
Like you are, dude. I don't get it. If 2 teams or 3 teams or 12 teams get together, work out a trade, and they all agree, you know what, that would be good for my team. How can you step in? You want to know why? Because you think keeping Chris Paul in New Orleans is going to help that squad. Do you understand Chris Paul is out next season?
And now they're starting to realize it because now they're saying, okay, after the Clippers, the second team in LA pulled out, and it's so funny because Ewing actually sent me the thing about, New Orleans, what it says, N-O-L-A, their jersey, no L-A. That was like all over the headlines. That's some funny shit.
Now that's funny.
That is funny, And it just looks like nobody, now they're kind of panicking saying, okay, we had some pretty good deals at the table. We fucked them up. Now we got to sit here and hope that we can pull, the Clippers back into a deal. Well, the Clippers said, you know what, fuck it. We've already added Caron Butler to our roster, and they said, forget it, we'll get a veteran point guard, and they went and got Chauncey Billups.
Mm-hmm.
They got a good squad.
They signed Chauncey.
They got Chauncey. Now, if they do happen to land CP3, that would be nasty because they'd have a lot of depth coming off the bench at the point. Yeah, I don't see it happening, but maybe it will. They said they're still in talks.
And then
Dwight Howard.
This doesn't make any sense to me. Dwight Howard goes on record going, I want out of here, and I'm only going to go do 4 teams. Mm-hmm. So basically it's Orlando, which he's already at, the Knicks, or the Lakers. Or the Nets. Those are his 4 teams. And then the Orlando Magic think they're shoring up their front line by going and getting Glenn Baby Davis. And now he's kind of going, well, maybe it's not so bad. Glenn Davis? That's all it took for you to stay in Orlando? Glenn Davis.
I think Dwight Howard is playing things away. Dwight Howard is always going to be the man in Orlando. If he goes somewhere else, he'll probably play second fiddle. Like if he came to L.A., he probably would. If he went to Dallas, he'd be in a lineup of superstars. I think he's just in back and looking and saying, okay, what is Orlando willing to do? Are they willing to go out on the blocks and make a really crazy trade? And then I could have somebody that could play alongside me and give me a championship, and he would be the man still in Orlando.
Why didn't Orlando go after Chris Paul?
I don't know. They just probably don't have the draft picks or the tools to make the deal happen. And even if they do, then the problem is, it's just like Boussard, those guys for ESPN are saying, it's like people are getting tentative to try to go after him now. They're like, okay, we could put all our time. Say I'm the owner.
No,
okay?
I get it. I know what you're saying.
And I tell you, and you and I have this great rapport, and I'm thinking, man, I would like to go Chris Paul, but I really like George. But I know if I have to put George in this package, he's going to be pissed. Yeah. And he's going to walk. If I had the deal made, it would be fine. But then thinking that fucking Stern can veto the deal.
That's and I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is my problem with you athletes. Mm-hmm. You feel that these teams owe you something.
Right.
They don't owe you shit, and you don't owe them shit. Mm-hmm. It's like if my boss told me I suck, I'd be like, man, okay, and I'd keep playing. And because I have to go to work, I have bills.
No, last time I see, they were paying him a lot of money.
Right. So, I mean, dude, you want to talk about something else that's fucked up? Kwame Brown just signed a 1-year, $7 million deal. Golden State decided to sign Kwame motherfucking Brown for $7 million. He couldn't play his way out of a wet paper fucking bag.
Signing Kwame Brown would be like, you know what that would be like, in my opinion, seriously? You know what I would make a comparison? That would be like the Kansas City Chiefs signing Ryan Leaf.
It's terrible. I mean,
it was such a bust.
Like, and here's my problem, and I know I'm going to say this about one of the people who used to play on your basketball team. Lamar Odom's acting like a bitch. He's been in the league way too long to sit there and go, you hurt my feelings by wanting to trade me.
Well, it's
part of the business.
This is the thing where Lamar Odom, I can understand a little bit, and this is why, because I'm a big Lakers fan. Lamar Odom did everything that the Lakers asked for him as a player. He came off the bench. Mm-hmm. When he did come off the bench, he did it well because he was Sixth Man of the Year. Mm-hmm. He had arguably his best season last year. Mm-hmm. He basically messed around with his salary. He did everything for the Lakers organization, was there for 6 years, was part of winning them 2 championships, and then they mixed them up in a package, basically said, okay, now that's part of the business. But I can see he's going to be salty, and I think all of these players are going to be a little bit salty about it. If all of a sudden they're thinking, okay, I've got a home here, I've got my family here, I've done a lot for this organization, and now I'm getting shipped off. And that's part of the business. They got to understand that. But there's going to be people that are not going to be happy about it.
His family's heavy.
Huh?
His family's heavy.
Yeah.
They're gonna have some big kids. I mean, like he's gonna have some big kids.
They might be some good football players or basketball players too. Sure.
Left tackles.
Genetics never. Left tackles get paid, man. Mm-hmm. Now,
or if they need a new Wookiee.
Now, that's what I was saying that we always do. Now, Wookiee. Oh God,
they redoing Star Wars.
How do we click these mics off at special times? George and I were sleeping, and while we were sleeping,
I'm
because
surprised
literally
this
the
finally
whole
come
thing
to an end.
It is. It's the Super 6 World Boxing Classic, okay? This thing started 2 years ago, and to a lot of critics, a lot of people were unhappy with how the whole thing went out. A lot of people are probably going, what the fuck is the Super 6 Boxing Classic? Well, anyway, the tournament is finally ending this Saturday, and Andre Ward, 24-0 with basically 13 knockouts. Okay, George, what's going on? Huh? Oh, we have somebody in the studio audience that is just making George laugh like shit. And Carl Froch, 28-1 with 20 knockouts and stuff like this. Oh, God.
For you folks who are following us on Twitter, you can see why.
Yeah, you can just follow us on Twitter. Anyway, that was good. I like that. That was so smooth how she did that. Anyway,
professional tweeter.
Andre Ward is going to meet Carl Froch in the finals of the Super 6 World Boxing Classic.
Froch hits hard.
Froch does hit hard. He is the WBC champion. Ward is the WBA champion. A little bit about how they got here. Ward,
they fought.
They had to fight a lot of people. I mean, Ward advanced. He rolled over each of his tournament bouts in pretty much a dominating fashion. He won the title against Kessler in his opening bout, and then he scored with a 11-round technical decision. Then from there, he shredded Alan Green in a lopsided fight, and then then where did he go? Then he Ward in group stage 3, his bout was called off because he was supposed to fight Durrell. And Durrell was like, fuck it. And that was the problem with this whole tournament is everybody kept getting hurt. It's just like...
Did you write this shit yourself?
Yeah, man. Did I mess it up?
Did you really?
Yeah, man.
You really wrote that in?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. And George doesn't look at my notes. He's just like, wow, did Kevin really take the time to do this shit? Because I just showed up, knocked on his door, and said, okay, I got to learn.
Man, I brought food.
5 minutes, right? No, our friend Miss Officer brought food.
I brought food before her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot you brought the subs.
Damn.
Anyway, but the thing is it was so long and dragged out, kind of like the same thing we saw with the Strikeforce tournament.
And I mean, to me, it just does. To me, it's hard to run any of these kind of tournaments because the UFC's got a super flyweight tournament coming up.
Yeah,
that everyone's telling us about.
People just keep getting hurt, and then you got to substitute people. But anyway, Froch, he got there. He won his first fight against Andre Durrell, who was in it, and on a split decision, and then he lost his title in a slugfest that he had with Miguel Kessler in Denmark. And then Kessler ended up going on to lose to Ward. And now you find basically these two guys meeting at the final, which I think a lot of people are going to be happy that it's finally over. Whatever the case is, a lot has transpired over the 2 years, and the winner of this fight is going to be in a good position to fight like Lucien Boutte or either... That's a crazy
Fine Boutte wine.
To fight Fine Boutte. And any of the other super welterweights that are out there that are really prominent now.
So, all right, if I gave you $50 and I said, put it down on the guy who's going to win this, who's going to win it?
I'm going to say Andre Ward. And why I say Andre Ward?
Because he's a masterful boxer with an IQ well beyond his 27 years?
He is a very smart boxer.
That's what I heard.
He's only 27 years old. He is very smart. He is very... George, don't you fart in the studio, man, and fuck me up like that.
I didn't.
He tries to sneak
Cup of cheese.
Now, but he is a very, very, very smart fighter. And the problem is he has very fast hands. And our boy Froch always has problems with guys that have really fast hands. Now, Froch does have more power. He's the bigger guy. And he could hit. He has the ability to knock out Ward if he catches him, and he'll have time to do it if the fight goes to length, to decision. But
that was my next question. Does this fight have a chance to go all 12?
It definitely has a chance to go all 12 because what will happen is it'll probably be very similar to the Miguel Cotto Margarito fight because that's what Andre Ward has to do. What Miguel Cotto does, he's going to have to hit him.
So Froch is going to keep coming forward and keep getting hit till he'll take 2 to try to land one.
Right. Mm-hmm. But the problem is, Ward is not the boxer that Miguel Cotto is. But that's what he's going to have to do. And you could see the same type of fight, but probably with not as much action. So it could be a snooze fest. Anyway, I'm going with Andre Ward with a unanimous decision.
I'm going with Froch for the upset.
And that is fucking it.
You sure? Hey, for all you people who are upset about the Amir Khan results, don't worry. That thing got rescheduled for March in Vegas.
Yes.
But they're using the same ref.
Come on, you got to be
kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay,
Dude,
yeah. That was just...
Is there anything else?
That is it.
Oh.
We're out.
No. For all you people who haven't done it yet, go over to our Uncut fan page. We should have said this at the beginning. So that means if you're really stuck around this far, then you'll get it, and then you should have probably already be there. But go there. You'll see the folks at the good folks at Pick the Fight.
Pickthefights.com.
Pickthefights.com.
You go there, and you just got to click on the link, and then once you get onto their website, you'll see one of our videos, and you click on that.
No, you click on the banner above.
And then that's it, right?
Right. You have to sign up for an account, but that's the folks we're going to use to do this because, like I said, George screwed up.
Right. Now, you put all the passcodes.
Everything's up on there, and it's going to run for a month, but the first event's going to be at the end of this month. We're going to do 141 through UFC on Fox 2.
So 141 is going to count towards January's. Nice.
Good luck.
We're out.
Oh, and by the way, if you win, you not only get a T-shirt, but it'll say something about women's MMA.